Excited for another Thursday with the guys. Just continuing to refine our process every week. Just really commend the guys just for buying into really the days of the week, right? Work Wednesday, recapturing our work ethic. Today being about the ball, so we can emphasize that and make sure we're not digging those early holes in the games for us to climb back out of. But just really commend our guys for understanding what the emphasis is for the day, the emphasis is for the week. As an offensive group, is fun. Just give you a little picture of that from last week, talking to Hunter Renfrow, and he's like, I've never been around a team where you have a presentation about a specific emphasis for the week, and it just comes to life every single time, in the game. So that truly is the guys, listening, having open ears, and then applying what we're trying to get through to them, as we go throughout the week.
Great. Questions for Coach, anyone? We'll start off with David Newton.
I'll jump in there, Brad. Just curious, what do you think that the way the comeback happened and the way that Bryce recovered from two early turnovers, what do you feel like that means for him moving forward?
It's really kind of just what I just touched on for the whole group. It's just the being process oriented, being able to refocus. I think I mentioned that last week in the presser, just the importance of every play being its individual entity. So that, starts with the guy who gets to touch the ball every snap, and Bryce, and making sure that as that play call comes through the headset, he knows the context of in which we're operating. He did a phenomenal job of just staying the course. And then on the sideline in between drives, making sure that those guys are ready to refocus and recapture, the next drive, the next play. So just moving on to that next play, whether it was in drive or between series, whether good or bad happened, that's something that we really want to continue to focus on. I think Dave mentioned earlier in the week, even after the good plays, right? The big Rico play, like we got to be able to handle that and be able to get to the line of scrimmage and operate functionally, right after that. So there's great examples, of all of our guys just continuing to refine our refocus mechanisms during the game, no matter what's happening. And Bryce is, he's really buying into that, and he's leading that charge in the huddle.
And how do you see, I know it's still early, you don't know about Chuba's health yet completely, but how do you see moving forward you can blend in Chuba and Rico and get the most out of them? Because it seems like both of those are tight backs that the longer they play, the more reps they get, the stronger they get in a game.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have. I mean, we got two guys that not only run the ball well, but they capture the culture of who we want to be. It inspires the rest of the group. You get the defensive guys off the bench. They want to go watch. You got the guys, want to go in the game and block for them. It fires up the O-line to watch them play physical and know that the back's going to go through that first level and finish on the second and third level. Whether it's Chuba, Rico, Trevor did too. He had some great carries in that game. So it truly is, a testament to the next man up. We had it in a couple different ways last week. Tight end room, running back room, receiver room as well. Guys stepping up when they were called upon. Rico did it in a huge way that I think gets glorified. But look at the guys up front too that stepped up. Brady coming in and starting at guard, and then here we are, rushing for 200 plus yards. Really just proud of those guys. Just staying focused, staying about the process, and being ready when their name is called.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Yep.
We'll go to Mike Solarte, followed by Cass.
Good morning, Brad. How are you?
Good. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing well, thank you. Couple questions. Can you kind of tell us what your view of the 2-minute drill at the end of the first half against Miami looked like to you? And as a follow-up, it seems like when you guys are in that tempo mode, whether it's 2-minute or when you're going quicker, that everything just feels crisper and looks crisper. And is that something that is potentially in the back pocket to spring out, not necessarily the 2-minute, but at other times during the year?
Yeah. I think there's a real comfort level for Bryce of spreading the field and seeing, what's out there, like getting good pre-snap looks. You spread the defense out, you get a good vision of it, and he does a great job at the line of scrimmage, communicating, quick communication, signals when he needs to, we have a tight 2-minute package that the guys understand. They know where the bones are buried in all of these concepts, so whether it's run or pass. So if you know where all the answers are, you keep that list nice and tight. You have guys playing fast and confident, and then you have Bryce who's just doing a good job of taking what the defense is giving him. And in regards to putting that, sprinkling that into the normal game plan and the normal downs and distances, we do try to sprinkle a little tempo in here and there to make sure that we're giving him the chance to operate at the line of scrimmage. We're giving him a chance to get out and empty and find us a completion. He's done that a number of times this season. There is a little bit of fool's gold sometimes when you look at 2-minute and you say, hey, we should just be in 2-minute the whole game, because that's just we've gone through it in the past. We're trying to experiment with some of that stuff. If things end up in an incompletion or a 3rd and long so quickly, then you're asking your defense to go right back out on the field. So some of those extended drives go away when you operate completely in tempo. So mixing it in is definitely a huge part because Bryce is confident we can see the whole field. But at the same time, the balanced attack, just like we showed there, we climbing out of a 17-point deficit last week with a balanced attack. That's who we want to be. We want to have all these elements available to us, but then take our game plan to where the game is showing us we need to go. And there's plenty of different ways to win a game. As long as we can have those tools available when the defense is presenting that opportunity, then we'll be ready to fire.
Cass?
My turn? Sorry, I didn't know if Mike had anything else. Hi, Brad. How's it going?
Good.
You mentioned the blocking kind of setting up for Rico. XL seemed to have a few that kind of helps bring some stuff on Sunday as well. Obviously, the big touchdown as well, but just how much has that part of his game kind of come along, and what have you seen there this year?
I mean, off the bus, Xavier's a physical guy. So you look at the guy and you're like, all right, well, any DB would feel his physical presence. You saw it in the preseason against the Browns, but he does it every day in practice. He applies himself. Rob is all about playing physical at that position, making sure they feel your presence in the run game, and then that will go ahead and couple and help you in the pass game. Because they got to react when we're playing with that balanced attack. They got to react to you coming down on a crack block and then you taking it over the top on a play pass or running across the field on a keeper. And Xavier did a great job. Challenged the guys on some of those long Rico runs from last week. It's you look at the energy and the way he finished his run, and he's running through a safety or a corner at that point, 20 yards down the field. Match his energy with your initial enthusiasm to put your hands on someone and play a physical style of football. All right, and we're going to grind out 50 more yards. We're going to grind out, maybe it's 3 more yards on an efficient run just because you got a guy covered up on the second level. So challenge the guys to play through the echo of the whistle, but then also, if you need a little inspiration of how to do so or why to do so, just watch the running backs and how they finish their runs, and they're not giving up, at that first contact. So, they've done a great job responding to that. We're going to continue to push into that as we, create this balanced attack where we want to run and pass. Everybody's involved in both phases.
Awesome. And then just one more quick thing. Beyond just the normal and obvious, what makes Diggs such a unique DB to kind of game plan against?
I think Jimmy said it, and he said it right. He thinks like a receiver. So I think he went to Alabama as a receiver to start. Him and Bland and Diggs have some of the best ball skills in the league at the defensive back position. So, in 50-50 situations, they go attack the ball like a receiver would. So they do a phenomenal job that way. They also do a great job with route recognition. So there's some things that you need to throw at them to make them think they know what they're seeing concept-wise, and then try to work a complement off of it. So that's something we're trying to do every week, but especially a heightened week when you have two guys that really study the game. You can tell they study the game when they're jumping certain concepts, certain routes. They know when to pull their trigger, but then also at the point of attack, we got to go attack the ball. Our receivers, any of those situations that's tight window, you got to finish the play, take that extra step coming back to the ball, because these guys, they'll catch it. They're not just going to knock it down. They'll catch it and do something with it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
Go to Alex Zitlow, followed by Mike Kay.
Hey, Brad. I also wanted to ask you about Xavier Legette, and specifically that touchdown catch that he had. Can you just generally take me through that moment? Dave Canales said after the game that it was emotional for him. Can you just take me through that moment and what went into going into that play call, that trust throw, and just everything about it?
It's where you hope those opportunities come up where the coverage points to, a one-on-one chance for a guy to make a play. It did, and I think the throw from Bryce, having to get that ball out, knowing at the time of the release of the throw, the leverage might not have been what he wanted, but he knew Xavier was going to go make that play, and then for Xavier to go track that thing, a low ball, that was a really remarkable catch. It's just a monkey off the back of just getting an opportunity to go make a big play. We knew he was going to do it. He did it all week, and he's been chomping at the bit to get back. So we're just proud of him, just, again, diving into his process of getting his body right so he can play fast and aggressive like that. And you see on that rep, when you're playing fast and you're playing free, wherever that ball is, you just let your talent kind of take over, and he did that. And it's a beautiful thing when you got a couple guys out there that could make some pretty spectacular plays. As long as you get them in that confident zone where they're playing fast and free, that stuff will continue to come to light.
And Brad, something that you just said reminded me. T-Mac has yet to earn his first receiving touchdown of the year, but he's obviously been quite productive for you all. Has he expressed to you, "Hey, I really want to get it. I really want to get this touchdown"? Like, how has that been like from your rookie wide receiver?
Yeah, he wants to get every catch, and I know this sounds like coach speak. He has not expressed, "I'm dying to get my first career touchdown." That's not really his mental makeup. That's why we love the guy. The guy goes out and makes plays. As a receiver position, you have to be inherently, I wouldn't say selfish, but self-confident, right? You have to be, in this world where I think I'm open every snap. I'm confident that I'm going to get open every snap. If you look at that play where Xavier caught the ball, T-Mac was open. He did his job and got open as well. The ball went the other way. So it's really cool just to watch this group of receivers and skills in general. The tight end room coming to life, with different guys making plays. Same thing with the running back room and how they just put their arms around each other. You watch Tommy celebrate Mitch's second touchdown to seal the game, and he's got a 40-inch vert jumping over the guy, celebrating his teammate, and that for me. That's really special. Watch T-Mac's reaction after Xavier catches that ball. And he's going right to him to do whatever that dance shake they got going, which is also well planned out. They got a lot of handshakes going on over there. But just the joy that they have for each other, that shows me that their brain, their mental state, they're in the right place. And T-Mac is, for a rookie to have that mentality, for a guy who's had production but has not yet finished in the end zone for us, that's just it's just fun to watch, and it's a maturity that's beyond his years, and that's a big piece of even the draft process. When we brought him in, you start to feel that from him, and you're like, this guy's going to be special because he's about the right stuff, he's confident, but he does it in the right way, right? He does it in the right manner, and then the talent is obvious. So just really commend T-Mac for his approach every week. Trust me, we're trying to get him that touchdown, and we're going to keep trying, and it's going to come to light.
Wonderful. Thanks, man.
Yep.
Hey, Brad. How's it
What's up,
going?
Mike?
Hey, I've got a question that's kind of off the beaten path a little bit. We see guys in scout team jerseys all the time. We know that is a function of practice. What makes a great scout team player? And are there guys in your history in the league that you remember that were specifically very good scout team players?
Yeah. It's funny you bring it. I thought you were going to go right to Jalen Coker wearing a different jersey number yesterday. A great scout team player puts himself in game mode. A great scout team player reads the card and tries to apply the concepts we have. I love when the quarterbacks go into the huddle and they get a card and they say, "Hey, just run our version of this," and using our vocabulary, trying to apply the things that we're coaching so you can steal a rep on scout team. and then let it come to life. And all the coaches are watching you try to accomplish a similar play, against our starting defense. Jalen Coker, I'll just highlight him really quick. He had I don't know how many weeks it was last year where that was his role. And as he got more comfortable in the offense, as he got more comfortable in the formations and the concept names and everything, you saw the player come to life, on the scout team. And quarterbacks start to feed him, right? And you see a guy playing a game during practice with that mentality. We got a group right now, they're all built that way, and it's a lot of fun to watch. And that's where I feel ultra confident with whoever's up on game day. We know they've already gotten those full speed reps. It's not going to be a change of pace for them because that's how they attack every day during the week. And Jalen, I thought he did a phenomenal job of it last year. I know early on we're trying to squeeze a couple more reps to him, wearing the other jersey. I think he had a George Pickens jersey on yesterday. But all those guys, Jasim Reed, Anais, right? Those guys they attack with everything they got. Dan Chisena, David Moore, another great story. Even going back to Tampa, he had to wait 10 weeks to get, I think it was 10 weeks to get activated in Tampa. Ended up with 2 or 3 touchdowns by the end of it. But guys who apply themselves in scout team and apply themselves in practice as if it's a game rep, it's no surprise to them. It's no surprise to us either that they produce on the field on game day because they're already playing at that speed.